Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction to Welcome to Japan Miss Elf, Episode 3. Well, last episode, we went back to the fantasy world with Kazuhiko and Maria, and they had to confront the Arc Dragon once again, but this time they came in with a plan, and the plan was to bribe it with alcohol and food, or mainly alcohol, but it turned out food was just as good as a bribe. And it worked out like an absolute charm because that dragon has not tasted otherworldly food with thousands of years of advanced technology, and it's a sucker for non-bland food and alcohol. And yeah, we basically tamed it. Not really tamed. Obviously, it's not gonna like we're not its owners or anything like that, but we're kind of friends, or at least we're friends with benefits where we give her food, she gives us the most valuable and priceless items available in the fantasy world, which is Arc Dragon scales and Arc Dragon blood. So, yeah, we're just currently carrying some items very casually that could start a war if anyone else figured out that we had them, but it's fine. What's the worst that could happen? But yeah, end of last episode, it looked like that Kazuhiko was and Maria were gonna try to figure out a way to get her back into Japan, and we'll see if it really is as simple as just going back to sleep together, or if they have to do some weird thing to make it happen. But that's what we gotta watch this episode for, so let's get into it and find out. There'll be two versions of this reaction. There'll be the timer-based version, once you up your own video player to that. Or if you want to see on this video, there'll be a smaller version of my own video player on the other side of the screen for you. Without further ado, let's get into Welcome to Japan Miss Elf, Episode 3. What's next? Okay, well, he's back. So it really is that simple then. And she's learning Japanese now. She's taking it seriously.
自分の部屋にエルフがいる景色は未だに慣れない。
Well, you're definitely not going to complain about it though.
色の瞳や純白の長い髪。これが現実とはとても思えない。あら、おかえり、カズヒホ。ただいま、マリー。
Finally noticed you.
かけてくれたらよかったのに。邪魔したくなかったから。あ、買い物に行ったらひき肉が安かったから。
Meat, you say?
餃子にするね。餃子？そうだ。マリー、お酒は飲める？実はあまり強くないの。少しだったら。
Wow, actually honest with her, like, limits? I'm surprised.
白ワインなら餃子とも合うかな。あ、ついでにチーズを出してもいいな。
Yeah, I don't like cream cheese.
こんにちは。
Hey,
私の名前はマリアーベルです。
doing pretty good.
早いな。もう文法を覚え始めたの？よく使いそうなものだけ先に。私の勉強法はとりあえず一文を覚えて、それから横に発展させていくのよ。
She's pretty talented with her brain.
一説によると、全く知らない言語を覚えるには2000時間以上かかるらしいよ。1日10時間聞いたり話したりして最低200日になるとか。つまり私ならその半分くらいね。
Because she's a genius.
あ、そうか。僕らは日本でも向こうの世界でも一緒にいられるから。睡眠の時間も勉強に当てられるってわけ。じゃあ2ヶ月で会話できるのを目標にしましょう。
Damn.
マリーならできそうだ。少女のように見えて。
Well, if you're gonna take it that serious, you definitely will be able to handle it.
香りを試してもらっていい？香り？いいわよ。
Wait, not that.
悪くないわ。
I don't mind that, but not what I was saying.
ワインを嗅いで欲しかったんだけど。
No, don't worry, you can smell that too, it's fine. You can save that for bedtime, though. I thought they were actually going to make that a little bit more of a big deal about if they're able to travel back to each other or not, but it turned out it was extremely simple, and I was worrying over nothing. But that's a good thing. At least there's no complicated matters when it comes to transporting to and from the real world. It just means we got more time for fun slice of life stuff, which seems like right now the main thing is learning the language. And also, since it is like so easy to go back and forth between the worlds, that definitely means that this reverse isekai is definitely gonna have like both things happening at the same time. Like it'll probably be split pretty evenly between both the fantasy and the real world. And we'll see what kind of adventures we get into while also just having fun exploring Japan and eating all the wonderful food. And more romance elements, I'm all for it.
これが餃子？
You probably will
さあ
like
今のう
it.
ちに召し上がれ。
Oishi? I think she likes it.
よかった。
餃子美味しい。焼きたて
Very
の
oishi.
食感がいいわ。冷たいワインとも相性抜群ね。
たくさん焼いたから好きなだけ食べてね。
Yep. And she's drunk.
心からありがとうを伝えたいの。
また食べ
She was not kidding about being a lightweight.
安上がりな料理だし。
あれが安上がり？もうわからないわ。この国のお料理というものが。もういいの。私は正直やから。
How much did she drink exactly? How quick was it to get drunk?
こっちにいる間、竜の鱗と血のついた石はどこにあるの？
僕にもよくわからないんだけど、向こうの世界の持ち物はまた向こうで目覚めた時にちゃんと全部手元にある。心配ないよ。マリーの服や杖もそうでしょ。
それはそうね。
多分僕の
Some things just can't go between the
向こうでは
worlds.
僕の体と同時に
But they show up once you go to the other world anyway, so it's fine.
もしその場に残っていたら誰かに拾われたり亡くなることもあるだろうけど一度もないよ。
やっぱり誰かが管理してるのかしら。
どうかな。いつか突き止めてみたいよね。さてマリー、次はどこへ行こうか。僕はマリーと行きたいところがたくさんあるんだけど。
そう遊んでばかりもいられないわ。古代魔術の研究レポートを書かなくちゃ。
Oh no.
魔術師
Not
に
work.
課題が山ほどあるの。
I hate work.
大変そうだね。あ、古代魔術といえばさ、マリーは魔石を見たことある？
何言ってるの？魔石なんて誰も見たことないわ。ただの伝説よ。ほらでも竜神伝説が本当だったくらいだから。
じゃあ見に行ってみようか。昔は魔石の採石場だったと言われている場所があるよ。
How did you figure that out?
採石？
いやまあそうなるけど。
いいわ。その代わりお弁当付きでね。
それはもちろん。
Going to bed.
人のぬくもりがあるせいか、この頃眠りにつくのが早くなった気がする。
I'm surprised you weren't staying awake the whole time.
じゃあ2ヶ月で会話できるのを目標にしましょう。
2ヶ月か。それまではマリーは僕と一緒にいてくれるってことだ。
I don't think our boy's gonna complain too much about that.
彼女がいなくなったとして僕は同じようにちゃんと眠れるだろう。
Well, you better not lose her then, buddy.
おはようマリー。よく眠れたかい？
ぐっすり。向こうでは眠ったばかりなのにね。
It's very weird.
いいお天気。
Apparently, it's not mentally draining either to like basically be awake 24/7 mentally.
その遺跡なんて言ったかしら。
ここだよ。ウジャーピーク遺跡って言うんだ。
これ一つ国を挟んだ先じゃない。馬車でも1週間以上かかるわよ。
大丈夫。移動には僕のスキルを使うから。
Hey, you're pretty overpowered.
さ、行くよマリー。しっかり捕まっていて。
She's got fast travel.
トレイン。
Fast.
洞窟みたい。
The old fast travel system.
降りてきたんだ。ほら、動き出すよ。
すごい。
トレインは長距離移動のスキルで、旅商人くらいしか持ってないからあまり知られてないよね。余震を祀る石碑へ名を重ねることで、1日に1回だけの移動を許されるんだ。
So it's a once a day fast travel.
いつもこんな光景を見ているのね。でも変わったスキルを覚えたのね。普通は戦いに役立つものを覚えるのに。
旅をするには便利だよ。ただ大きな力に支配されている場では使えないんだ。この前みたいに魔導竜がいる場所とかね。あとは重さの制限もあるけど。
Good thing you're not heavy.
軽いから問題なかったね。
もう下ろしてもらっていいかしら。
そうだった。座っていて大丈夫だよ。
それで向こうに着くのはどれくらいなの？
この距離だと20分くらいかな。
So it still takes some time, but it's definitely a lot quicker than 1 week.
いつも一人旅だったから離れたらどうなるか僕にもわからないんだ。これは風習でね。石碑に着いたら出発点の花を捧げるんだ。
本当に変わってるわね。旅をする人たちは。
Well, apparently he's learned the culture of this fantasy world as well. Okay. Apparently we're in Egypt now.
魔道具を生成する原料となる魔石が取れたことから多くの人々が集まり繁栄した。国は利益を守るために広大な砦を築いたほどだ。しかし何らかの原因で魔石と呼ばれるものは一切取れなくなった。
Huh.
以来200年もの間遺跡は静かに朽ち続けている。
So, I mean, surely you can see the similarities to Egypt, Mr. Kazuhiko.
感じ取るだろう。なぜなら決して枯れることがないもの、それが魔石なのだから。こんな伝承を聞いたら誰もがワクワクする
It's pretty hot out there.
暑い。
それどころじゃなさそうだね。
もうありえないわ。なんなのこの気温。
You're in a desert.
はいと。ずっと歩き続けてもう限界。
もう少しで到着するから。ほら、あの山の切れ込みの奥にオアシスがあるんだ。そこまで行けば。
You're calling that a mountain? That's clearly a pyramid, good sir.
マリー、
そうなると少し。
You might have to carry her.
に連れてきてくれたあなたを嫌いにならないよ。頑張らないと。
これほど暑さに弱いとは。大丈夫かな。
I don't think she will. Uh-oh, who is this? A prisoner. Are you gonna be friend or foe now is the question.
遠くからはただの山みたいに見えたけど。
It was clearly a pyramid.
そうだね。
Bro, have you, like, looked up Egyptian history at all in the old world? Surely you can see the similarities.
ねえ、本当に魔石が今でもあるのかしら。
どうだろう。もし発見されたら人が押し寄せているよ。けど、ひょっとしたら何か見つかるかもしれないね。
Find some kind of
調
something.
査に何泊かする？
無理。
だよね。
魔石より私が干からびてしまわないように気をつけたいわ。
それは同感。この先にさっき言ったオアシスがあるから、そこで。
Huh? What did you notice?
どうしたの？
なんでもない。
Oh, whenever you say that, that means it's something. Oh, it's nothing just means there's something there, and for some reason I'm not telling anyone.
ここがオアシス？
Why is it a ghost town?
座れそうなところもあるし、下に降りる前にここでお弁当にしようか。
いいわね。ピクニックみたい。
Is this place supposed to be a total ghost town?
これは何かしら。
Because there is like no one around anywhere.
作ったチャーハンだよ。
Oishi!
同じ食材で違う料理。
I will always say that when someone says it.
パラパラした食感も楽しいわね。
よかったよ。元気が出たみたいで。
暑くてどうなるかと思ったけど、こんな景色を見られたのはあなたの長距離移動スキルのおかげね。それで他にはどんなスキルを持っているの？
ステータス画面見る？よかったらマリーのも見せてよ。他の人のステータスって見たことないし。
God, how much of a loner have you been in this world?
秘宝ならいいわ。他の人には教えないでね。
もちろん。でもどうして？
魔術師ギルドでは何でも競い合って勝手に格付けしたりするから、これでも気苦労が多いの。
怖そうだね。
I'm glad I'm not part of that guild. Yeah.
本当よ。遊んでばっかりでね。
そんなこともない。
It's pretty much completely true.
和彦はレベルが高いのね。レベル72なんて見たことないわ。
レベルなんて気にしたことないな。マリーは意外と。
私は精霊術と魔術を一緒に習ってるから、レベルを上げるのが難しいの。
なるほど。栄唱強化に精度向上、それに記憶能力向上か。さすが精霊魔術師だね。
She's a specialist.
古代の秘術を解き明かすこと、国から雇われ戦争で火力を発揮することもあるらしい。中でもマリーは精霊魔術師という特殊な職業で、選ばれたごく一握りのものしかなれないそうだ。
So she's quite the rarity then.
あなたの職業のこれは何？無限剣士って聞いたこともないわ。
そうなの？癖があってとっても面白いんだよ。なんていうかこう、詐欺師みたい。
That doesn't sound very good.
もうなんなのよ、そのふわっとした説明は。眠そうな顔で言うからグーグー寝ながら戦うのかと思ったじゃない。
この顔はね、生まれつきなんだよ。
He's an illusory swordsman. Alright, is seriously... Oh.
貧相なガキでエルフを連れてますが。ガキなんぞ魔物に食わせとけ。おい、こっちの崖に水でも寄っとけよ。死なねえ程度にな。
So we got some bad guys around here.
普通の魔術とどう違うものなの？
そうね。魔術師って杖から攻撃魔法を放つイメージでしょ。精霊魔術は契約した精霊を媒体に魔術を放つの。
So that's what those little, like, light creatures were? Aw, it's so cute!
人影？丸っこくて可愛いね。
でしょ。こういう風に精霊を呼び出して、次に魔術を渡すの。エリーオエビ。
Pretty cool.
これでこの人影を介して魔術を放てるようになったわ。
おお、じゃあ前もって魔術をストックしておけるってことかな。
そうなるわね。どうやら私は精霊との相性がいいらしくて、数体はキープできるわよ。
へえ、そりゃすごいな。
We got quite the talented mage with us. Uh-oh. Alright, time to fight a monster.
マリー、動かないで。オーバーロード。
Oh. Alright, Kazuhiko, I see you.
魔物のクッパーだ。そんな重そうな体でいて走ると速い。まだ来るよ。噛みつかれたら最後。下がってて。オーバーロード。
おいおい、なんだや。短距離移動スキルだろうが、随分速くねえか。
He's pretty talented.
一人で何匹クッパをやっつけた。あのガキ何者だ。どれ、俺に見せてみろ。スチールアイ。おっと、とんでもねえお宝を持ってやがる。
Nope, time to fight some bandits then.
これまでお目にかかったこともねえくらいのものだ。お頭、どうします？あのチビかなりレベル高そうで。俺らにはあれがあるだろうな。
Some like, yeah, it's like a monster of some sort.
怯える必要はねえだろう。俺たちはもう仲間じゃねえか。大事な大事なお仕事をして稼がないと俺もお前も飢えて死ぬ。ほら、さっさと行け。
よし、マリー、高台に戻ろう。
逃がすかよ。
Now, time to
マリーだって
fight their slave monster thing.
するなんて驚いたよ。また気配がする。
何？
Up there? Yep.
あそこだ。
What's that thing she's using?
囚人の子供かしら。手にしているのは魔力触媒。とても強い魔力を感じる。
That's not good then. Where, are they gonna summon something? That's pretty scary. That's a lot of eyes.
なんだあの怪物は。
Jesus.
気づかれた。どうする。長距離移動
That is some Eldritch horror.
短距離移動は重量制限が厳しくて。いや、一つだけあった。
Get ourselves killed and disappear.
和彦。
ああ、ごめん。つい。
いいの？とんでもなかったわね。まだ胸がドキドキしているわ。
僕も。何か温かいものでも飲もう。
So how does the other world react when something like that happens?
優しい味。ほっとするわ。何？
遺跡に入ってから誰かに見られていた。クッパーと戦っている最中も何人かの気配がした。
Bandits.
盗賊だと思う。
Yep.
今頃躍起になって僕らの亡骸とカバンでも探してるんじゃないかな。
じゃあ、あの囚人の子供も盗賊の一味。
Well,
あの子はどこか
yeah.
消えてるみたいだった。
Not by choice.
されているのかしら。
気になるね。
もう朝ね。和彦はお仕事に出かける準備をするのよね。
ああ、いや、今日は土曜日だから。
Oh, lucky us.
一緒にいられるよ。
We have a free day to do whatever the hell we want.
お出かけしてもいいね。
Alright, time to explore Japan again. Where are we going to next?
週末の始まりだ。
I guess we'll have to wait for next episode.
おいしい。
So yeah, basically we can use dying as like as a get out of jail free card. Pretty nifty little trick we got there. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it stops time at all like in the other world. It basically just means they disappear for however long it is. Like, 12, 16 hours, however long it takes basically to fall asleep again. And there is the thing too, they said that like time moves differently in that world too. That's why he looks like younger in the fantasy world. So not exactly how much time passes, but there's definitely a decent amount of time that passes. So We'll have to see if they're gonna still be waiting for them once they return again, but it looks like that'll probably be at least 2 episodes away because it's the weekend, and that means we're going to be exploring Japan next episode, I'd imagine. Wonder where we're gonna take Maria to next. All right. So that was Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf, episode 3. And we got to do a lot more exploring of the fantasy world and did a lot of world building for it as well. We got to also see like what Kazuhiko is made out of in that world, and he's pretty damn strong apparently. Maria said once she looked at his stat screen that he has one of the highest levels that she's ever seen, so he's obviously very powerful in that regard, but he's also very powerful when it comes to actually using some neat little skills too and fighting off monsters. So even though he's mostly been fooling around, that he even partially admits to while he's been in that world, he has become quite the formidable warrior in his own right too. So he knows how to fight monsters and he does it pretty capable. And he also has a very good trick that he has that most other people in that world don't, and that's the ability to literally just teleport back to another world whenever he's about to die and just disappear for a set amount of time until he falls asleep again. So that's a pretty clever and useful trick that he has there. But yeah, most stuff that happened, we got to see Maria start to learn Japanese, and she's obviously a very capable and fast learner too. She's obviously very smart by being in the Sorcerer's Guild and having that spirit sorcery magic, and she's using those genius skills that she has to learn the language quickly, and she's doing a pretty good job of it. And on top of just learning it quickly, she also has the added bonus of just being able to spend even more time studying than she normally would because whenever she goes to bed now, she also gets to, basically still be awake while asleep when she goes into the fantasy world. So she has even more time potentially to study the language. So yeah, working out pretty well for her. And then after that, we got to see another one of Kazuhiyo's skills, and that's basically a once a day like super fast travel to wherever he wants to go. And this time they went to a place that I don't remember what it was called, but let's just be real, it was Egypt. There was literally a pyramid, they were in a desert, there was an oasis. It's Egypt. And the fact that Kazuhiko never made that reference is kind of saddening, but maybe he never studied Egyptian history back in school, or maybe he just didn't want to bring it up. But either way, that's where they went, and they had to run into a little bit of trouble while they were there. The main reason they were there was to look for those magic stones for whatever reason, but then they ran into some trouble. They ran into bandits that were trying to kill them. They used monsters to their advantage, and then they also used some sort of Maria called it like a half beast child. So apparently that's not a completely uncommon thing since she knows what it is. But it's being used as a slave and a pretty powerful one at that because by using that magic catalyst, it was able to summon some very scary looking Eldritch horror looking like sea monster, and it was effectively able to kill them both very quickly, but because of Kazuhiho's trick, they were just able to teleport back into the real world and avoid the confrontation for the time being. But eventually, when they go back to sleep again, they'll have to be right back where they left off, and we'll see if the bandits are still around. If they are, that means we're going to have to fight them once again, and we'll see how that fight goes when it comes to that. But before that, it looks like next episode it'll be back to exploring Japan, so we'll probably have some fun slice of life stuff to look forward to next episode. And I am looking forward to it, so it'll be a fun time once we get to that. That's all I got for you for this episode. So with that, thank everyone for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed and want to see more. This has been Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf, episode 3, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.